Welcome to the holiday episode of Cooking with Curtis. In our house, from Thanksgiving through the new year, it is eggnog season. And a lot of people say they don't like eggnog, but this recipe is an old family one in which even the most ardent dislikers of eggnog have said, well, I like this eggnog. This is a recipe that has been in my family ever since I was a little kid. What we have here is my mother's eggnog recipe that I grew up with. No holiday season is complete without this. The ingredients are fairly simple. This is not one of the healthiest drinks to have, but it's the holiday season. Come on. You did such a great job this year. It's time to celebrate and let loose. The ingredients in our eggnog, well, it starts with eggs. We've got vanilla. We'll have a pinch of salt, some Eagle brand sweetened condensed milk. We've got some nutmegs. We're only going to need part of one. Heavy whipping cream, a little powdered sugar, and milk. If you want to have more an adult version, I'm actually making a double batch here. One's for me, and it's going to have some alcohol in it, and the other one's going to be for the kids and anybody else who doesn't want any. Both of them are going to be absolutely delicious. Regardless if they have alcohol in them or not, you're still going to feel like you're celebrating the holidays right. Step one is to crack 8 eggs into a bowl. One thing that I learned about cracking eggs is to break them on a flat surface. In the past, I would look for the edge of a bowl and crack them on there. Actually, they come apart easier with less mess and less shell in your dish. If you crack them on a flat surface, put your fingers underneath and just pull apart that way. Seven and 8. Now that I cracked the eggs, it's time to take a wire whisk and beat them until they are creamy. Now that I have my eggs creamy, I'm going to open up the Eagle brand sweetened condensed milk, which is very thick. And here's 2. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There goes 1. There goes 2. 2 pinches of salt, which if you have a grinder, I just do 2 or 3 turns, the very fine setting. And now that all of this mixture is together, we're going to go ahead and we are going to, with our whisk, make sure this is all nice and blended together. Once it becomes smooth and well blended, we're going to add the milk. Now I'm going to add 8 cups of milk. And there are 8 cups. Now that I have my milk in it, I'm going to whisk it some more until it's well blended. My favorite part of the eggnog is the nutmeg. You can buy whole nutmeg nuts, and with a very small grinder, you take one of the nuts and you start to rub the nut over the grater, and this gives you fresh ground nutmeg and it tastes wonderful. So for the second part of the eggnog is the whipped cream. And we are making this from scratch with real heavy whipping cream. We're going to take 4 cups of this heavy whipping cream. And we're going to take 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. So here's half. Put this in a bowl. Two tablespoons of powdered sugar. Put that in with the cream. Now, with the bowl with just the cream and the powdered sugar, I am going to take my mixer and I'm going to blend it until it is nice and thick and firm. Now, if you look at the whipped cream, after about 10 minutes, after it gets whipped, it holds its shape. This is when it is firm enough. And now I'm going to pour the eggnog mixture that I made at first into the bowl with the whipped cream, and I'm going to stir that up. Take the eggnog, pour it in with the whipped cream. If you are making virgin eggnog, it is done now. For the alcohol portion, since I made a double batch, I would put half of the regular eggnog into a container, the other half into another container. I then put 1.5 cups of whatever type of alcohol I want in there. You really can't taste much of the alcohol, but after 3 or 4 rounds of eggnog, you start to feel it. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to another Cooking with Curtis. I hope you enjoyed my family's eggnog recipe, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you. Until next time. Tasty.